What it is, y'all, it's your boy Jones. And if you want updates to all the Jones for Sports content, I'm going to need y'all to.
Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
Push the goddamn button.
What it is, y'all, it's your boy Jones, and welcome to another episode of Jones in with Jones, brought to you by Jones for Sports. We make sports better. And today we have a very, very special guest, an account that I've been following on IG for a while now. And this guy here is one of the realest sports basketball fans that I've ever come across. And that's real, recognized real. And that's what I saw in this guy. When he puts up his posts, his content, you can tell it's not biased. It's straight from the heart, straight from a basketball mind. And that's why I really mess with this guy. Everybody, please give a round of applause for our guy, Sean Amos, a.k.a. Shug from the Scorers Society. Sean, Shug, actually. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. I appreciate the intro, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate the love, What's good with you, man?
I'm good, man. And I'm very happy to have you a part of this today because, like I said, we spoke a little bit off air, and I've just been a fan of yours ever since I came across your IG account. I don't remember what the first episode was or the first, post that I seen, but I listened and I'm just like, this is a guy that knows basketball, one, and two, is not afraid to speak the truth on what he thinks and feels about it, regardless of what other people are going to say. And those are the type of content creators, basketball minds, sports minds that I like to talk to. And just right off rip, me and you connected from that, and it led us to here today. So thank you again for having me.
Man, listen, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate that. So, sometimes it always feels like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not being seen. I get views and stuff like that, but, I always look at the follower instead of saying, and I'm like, damn, man, I don't think people really like what I'm saying, but, I keep it going, though.
No, man, you are doing it, and I'm just very happy to have you and can't wait to see what you got going forward. So before we get into some basketball talk, I want you to tell the people, one, what your content is about, what you do, and also where they can find it.
Okay. So, when it comes to the content, like you said, I just try to give real authentic views and observations on the game, and just try to make sure people understand the game. I think there's a lot of narratives out there, a lot of false narratives for a lot of players for different reasons, and I try to be like the guy who try to make sure we going in the right direction, because basketball means a lot to me. Basketball changed my life. It kept me out of the streets, gave me a free education, helped me meet a lot of good people, allowed me to coach where I make a difference in people's lives. I've been coaching for 17 years. So it means a lot to me that people understand what the game is, and not just like the casual takes and the casual looks. Like, a lot of people think that I'm trying to persuade them like LeBron or like different players, but it's bigger than that. I try to persuade people not to be divisive. Not you don't have to. If you like LeBron, you can like Jordan too. If you like Jordan, you can like LeBron too. They both did a lot for the game. So I just try to show my love in different ways, And people can always find me like you said, Score Society on all platforms. And we got our merch page, Goals Activewear. And we were pushing some new. We dropped some new merch called Real Hooper hoodies. I'm wearing that right now. So we doing our thing.
Absolutely. So make sure you guys go check him out on all platforms. Scorers Society. Like I said, he said a word earlier that y'all heard me say a lot. You casual fans, ones that don't really know the game, but you're going to speak like you know the game. But those that know the game, we can tell. We can pick y'all apart. We know which ones actually know the game just by what you're saying. So, like you said, I love that you're not out there to persuade anybody. I think that was beautifully said. You're out there to give great sports takes and give the real.
Yeah, I just try to give a different perspective, like I just want to make sure because when you hear things over and over and over again, you start to believe it's true. So at the end of the day, I just try to give a different perspective and let people know, like, yeah, the media is saying this, ESPN is saying this, but this would really happen. Like this what it really looks like. And in addition to the 17 years of me playing basketball, coaching, I've also played basketball. I also played at the collegiate level, at the Division II level, obviously not the highest level, but I had a great experience, had some great coaches. So there's some coaches who coached some mentors who coached in the NBA. So I got a different outlook or a lens for the game. And I just want to share it.
Absolutely. I love that. That's the same for me when it comes to football. I got to a D3 college career and I played it since I was 4. So when it comes to football, I'm passionate like you are with basketball.
Yes, sir.
I want to share it. I want to get it the right way. People that only watched it can only say so much, and for those that have been in it and been through the grind and all that stuff, we can actually really speak to it. So I love that you say that. I love that how you're doing it. We spoke off air and you said that you're from the East Coast. Yeah. Are you a East Coast fan of a team over there? Because right now you're currently out in the West.
Well, I'm always be anything that Philly got going on. I'm always be a fan of. But to be quite honest, I'm not a team fan, and I'm gonna tell you why. I love the Sixers. When the Sixers is doing good or bad, I still love them. But I'm not like I don't have a bunch of Sixer paraphernalia around the house. And the reason why, because I grew up, loved Allen Iverson, love that era. Like listen, man, Allen Iverson had me growing my hair out, had braids, all that shit, right? And I even enjoyed Pat Croce. Pat Croce was the GM at that time. He was full of energy. He reminds you of the guy Bomber for the Clippers, the GM Clippers, right?
Oh, okay.
So when they traded Allen Iverson and then they got rid of Pat Croce, that broke my heart, bro. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, listen, I like Andre Iguodala, but Andre Iguodala was the next up star for us, man. And I was like, you know what, man? I can't depend on professional sports GMs no more, bro. So I'm a players fan. So anywhere my favorite players go, I want to see them succeed. Like I'm not necessarily rooting for the organization, but I am rooting for the actual player.
I love that because I have a favorite team. Obviously, I'm a Knicks fan.
Yeah, New York dudes love the Knicks, boy.
Love the Knicks. And the only reason why we so loud now is because it's been a long time since we've been able to be.
Last time y'all was in the finals, I actually was rooting for y'all. Like I wanted to see y'all beat the Spurs. I didn't like the Spurs because the Spurs is boring. And I love Latrell Sprewell comeback. Like after he didn't choke dude out, he came back. He was in the finals. Larry Johnson hit that big shot. Patrick Ewing been trying to get that championship for years. I was rooting for y'all, bro. I was rooting for y'all. I was kind of heartbroken. I didn't get it.
Absolutely. And you said it. That's my favorite Knick of all time, Latrell Sprewell. I was a youngin'. I was 8 years old when they made the finals. And I just remember hearing the stories about Latrell and, growing up in New York, we love that type of grit, that type of, toughness and stuff. Right. And he brought that. So we even though I was an 8-year-old, I just love that. So just hearing you say his name just got me excited.
Yeah. Well, I told you that I was young. I had the braids because of Allen Iverson, but then the Trail had the braids too.
Yes, he did.
He had the zigzag joints, and I wanted the zigzag, but my hair wasn't too long. It wasn't long enough yet. I had a hang time for it yet.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we got a little bit of your background and your history, I want to talk about what's going on currently in the NBA. A couple of big things happening. Before we get into the actual games, let's talk about the NBA expansion that's possibly coming in the next few years. They're talking about the Supersonics and bringing a team to Vegas. What are your thoughts on this, and do you think it's actually going to happen?
I believe it's going to happen. So I did some research on it. I know they need 23 out of 30 votes to make it happen. They'll know if they want to move forward by the end of the month. They'll finalize it by the end of the year. Vegas would definitely make a lot of sense. Obviously, you got the Raiders over there, you got the Aces over there. It's a growing area. It's an area that's progressing. And it just makes sense. You know, when I grew up, it was what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. I'm very much a party city. Now you add that with some sports teams. Now you got a whole different economy over there, right?
Yes.
In Seattle, I've never been to Seattle personally, but from my understanding, Seattle is a beautiful city. Seattle's a beautiful city that deserves a team and flourish when they had a team. So I would love to see Seattle with it. I believe if they decide to do it, but I hear it's like pretty much a done deal. It's supposed to happen like 2028 or something. The Memphis Grizzlies and the Memphis Timberwolves are going to go. They're going to go to the East. They're going to go to the Eastern Conference. They decide to go with this. But yeah, I like the idea. I think it's great. Personally, I think that's what LeBron is sticking around for. He got some dues to pay, just like Jordan has some dues to pay by playing with the Wizards. And I truly believe that they're going to go. He want a piece of that. He want a piece of the pie.
Yes, that's absolutely. I agree with that last point for sure. My question is, well, from what I know, I could be wrong about this. Maybe you could correct me. LeBron cannot be an owner if he's still playing.
Yes, that's true. You cannot be an owner of an NBA franchise if you are still playing. So, but you know, you remember when Jordan came back, he took that pay cut. I think he played like $1.2 million for those 2 years, but he thought he would get a piece of the Wizards. You know, they jerked him out of the deal, but then he was able to recover with the Bobcats. So some of these guys, man, they playing. Yes, they're playing and they're putting bottoms in the seats, but you know they're not playing endlessly. Like they're not just sitting here just you know they already did Bron already did what he needed to do. I don't think it's gonna make a difference. He won a championship this year with 2 more championships. We're gonna feel the same way we feel about him. So I think he's trying to get a piece of the pie.
Absolutely. That even makes me think that he will retire for sure. I don't either. Maybe this year. I think it's possible, but I really think it's going to be next year. I think next year is going to be his final year because he wants to go put his hat in that ownership.
Yeah, you know, I don't see him now. I don't see him retiring this year because it wouldn't be Bron fashion, right? Like he need a farewell tour. People need to know, like, yo, this is going to be the last time y'all see me here, bro. So I just don't feel if he retires this year, I'll be highly surprised. I wouldn't be mad at it, but I'd be just highly surprised.
Yes,
because I just feel like Brian got to go out in a different way. I like how Kobe went out. Dropped a 60 ball, had a farewell tour. Even guys like Paul Pierce let you know, hey man, this is my last year. Chris Paul tried to let you know, hey, listen, this is my last year. Enjoy me as much as you can. Pause. But LeBron, I think he got to go out better than just doing it quietly.
Absolutely, I agree with that. And just to go off of that topic, do you think if he does have a what do they call it? What do they call the final year?
Farewell.
The farewell tour. Do you think that for once that he'll get the respect he deserves across the NBA, or do you think that the noise is still going to be exactly the same wherever he goes?
You know what? I do. I think he get the respect all across the board, right? I think there is a very small, loud community of people who don't like LeBron for whatever reason. They have their reasons, right? But does he get his respect? I think people respect him. Do he get all the praises that he should get, like a Jordan or Kobe? Not all the time, but you know, at the end of the day, I think he gets his respect. I do think people will start changing their minds once they put out more content about his journey. right? Like when they start putting biographies out and autobiographies, excuse me, and they start doing documentaries and you start to know more about his life, then it'd be, you know, I think things have changed. Like right now, we know he comes from Akron, Ohio. We know he's raised by his mom, but who's his uncle? Like who's his brother? You got any brothers? You got any sisters? Like, you know, who is the people? Like, you know, where's his mom's brother? Where, you know, where are these people at? You know, so grandma, where grandma at? You know, I know his mom had him young. Well, who was helping her? Like, you know, so when they start doing documentaries and you start to really understand them, I genuinely believe that people start changing their minds.
Absolutely. I agree. I think for those that are speaking, you know, negative on him right now, in a few years, especially when he's gone from the game, I think that's when a lot of people are going to really miss his greatness, because as much as no matter what you want to say about him, we've never seen anything like him. We just haven't, especially for that long. He is special.
No, that's facts, and it's crazy because a lot of people act like we've seen this before. We take it for granted. I believe Brian made winning look too easy. Like we just like, oh, he's 4-6 in the finals, as if like I'm 40, so I've never seen. I mean, obviously Kareem went to the finals 10 times, but in my life, I've never seen a player of his size, his stature, his ability, his skill, and I can say, yo, any team he go to, he going to improve them so much that they're going to go to the finals. I haven't seen that player outside of him, so we can't take this moment for granted.
Absolutely, and I hate, just because you brought up the 4-6, and I saw it on Instagram earlier, and it was just a perfect comeback to those that say he's 4-6. Well, would you have rather him not be in the finals at all and miss the finals, those 6 ones that he lost? Because you guys would have crushed him for that anyways. So I'd rather him get there. I mean, of course, you want to win, but the fact that you got there, and especially some of the teams that he brought there, was just special in itself.
Right. I agree with you. You know, yeah, that's the thing that always shocks me when guys are like, "Oh yeah, he 4-6." It's like, all right, bro. Like, do you rather him like trying to get out of the first round for most of his career? Like, since when is it not cool to actually make the finals and compete? And then you got to add context to it. Yes, I 2011 was on him. I give it that. Yep. But he's got to be the first player who comes back and win 4 rings, and people don't look at it as a comeback, right? Exactly. Like I think all these guys' stories is kind of similar. Yep. They just had them they just had their downfalls in different times, right? Absolutely. Like Jordan had his down moments in the earlier years, while the big dogs were stomping, like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, when they was getting their rings. Then he had his moment when they left. Right, he had them years when he left. Same thing with Kobe. Kobe had his time, but Shaq was at the forefront of that. Not to say I'm not trying to say it was Batman and Robin. I look at him as Batman and Superman, but Shaq was more dominant. But then Shaq left, and Kobe had to go through his moment. He had to go through his journey.
Yes,
you know what I mean. And LeBron was just a little different. They brought him into the league and said, "Yo, you the king." So he didn't have that underdog story like everyone else. We already looking at him like, yo, you got to do it. And then he exceeded expectations, was in the finals 3 years after being drafted. Yep. Then he was like, look, I don't like it over here. Go somewhere else. Then he lose. He had his moment. He had his failure on his, on the 7th year. And then came back and won his 4 rings. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's journey is kind of similar. It's just a matter of what script you like the most.
Absolutely. And my last point to that is they don't say that about Jerry West. They praise Jerry West, and Jerry West went to a bunch of finals. I think he only won 1.
One.
Just
listen,
one.
They praise Jerry West so much they made him the logo.
There you go. Absolutely. So I love that. Switching over to another big news that just happened, I believe yesterday or 2 days ago. The
Mhm.
WNBA has made a deal. The women are coming back. As a WNBA fan, I'm very happy and excited about that. What are your thoughts on that? And do you think it's a good deal for these women?
You know what? I haven't did. Thank you. I haven't did tons of research on the actual deal. I do know the minimum is going to be at 600,000, and the max is 1.2.
Yep.
I do know like the Aces have two players or three they're probably deserving of max.
Yeah.
I don't know how that budget gonna work out, but the women do deserve it. They do deserve it. They and they just going through the same journey. Like NBA had to do the same thing. Tons and tons of lockouts. From over the years, even when the Knicks was in the last time the Knicks was in the finals, it was a lockout. So but I do like. I do believe the players should get paid what they deserve, because that's what the fans are there for. Get those women what they need. But I like it.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I wasn't really worried about there being a long-term lockout. I think the WNBA executives saw the momentum that they were getting, and that regardless of what they were saying in the public, that they're asking for too much or whatever it was, that they weren't going to let this momentum just stop. I didn't think that was going to happen. They saw the numbers going drastically in the right direction for them this year and for the future. So I knew that eventually they would come to terms with good numbers, and so I'm happy all around. For the first time, I'm actually going to be attending games this year. Big New York Liberty fan. So
I was about to say Liberty fan, huh?
Absolutely won the chip 2 years ago. So hopefully we can get back to it. I'm gonna be in the building, ladies. So
see, New York got some championships in there, huh?
Absolutely, that's the only one we got. They're the only ones holding it down. But hopefully the next we get there soon or something, or at least get to the finals this year. If we get there, I'll be happy. But I know we can do more than that. Now, let's get into the actual NBA. What is your thoughts just on the NBA in its whole right now?
You know what? For me, it's a new era to me. It's a new era. As you can see, the last 5 years, there's been a new champion for the for it is a very talented league, and the talent is spread out. It is not like how I grew up, where you would tune in and watch a game and you're looking for that one player. You're looking for that two players, if that, right?
Yep.
Now, Bam Adebayo can go off for 83 points and he averaged 18 points. That's something you wouldn't have seen back in the day, because the role players wasn't allowed to shoot. Now, the role players, the Nas Reeds, come off the bench and they put the ball on the string. They 7 foot and they can get to the basket. They shoot threes. So it just takes time to adjust to, because NBA, in my opinion, is one of the only major professional leagues that's not really traditional, right? Like, so you can win a championship with the center being a center point guard and Nikola Jokic. You can win it with the small forward being LeBron James. You can win it with Steph Curry being a great shooter. You can win it as a team with OKC and the SGA, getting to the line each time. So it's just so many ways you can win in the NBA, and there's so many different things to follow in the NBA. I do like it. I do enjoy it. I believe this is the era for basketball lovers, though, right? Like, so if as we call it, a casual fan tunes in, and they might want to see Wemby. They might want to see Wemby go to work, but it might not be Wemby night. It might be Castle's night, and they let Castle have it. Wemby might get you 17. Castle might be at 28, or maybe De'Aaron Fox and Castle balling. So it's just one of them things where you just gotta enjoy it, man. I always say real hoopers understand, because we're gonna love it. We're gonna love it regardless.
Absolutely. I think that's such a great point that a lot of people are missing. That it's not that era of 1 and 2 guys just dominating the game anymore. They're seeing, like we just saw, OKC, a team, even though SGA is the head of the snake, and a lot of the focus goes to him, but that was a team win. That was a team championship.
Fact.
Like, and that's the ball that we're seeing now. And I love it. Like you said, real ballers understand that. They really understand.
Real hoopers.
Working.
real hoopers understand.
Real hoopers understand how this works.
My man.
So I absolutely love it. I think we're in a great place. And for any young kids that are watching this now, this is the type of basketball that you want to inspire to be in part of. You know,
Gotcha.
not this ISO game all day long that some of you guys are in your AAU trips doing all this extra stuff. So
No, that's facts.
all right. So now we're gonna close it up with two questions. One, who do you got coming out of the East, and who do you got coming out of the West?
I have this Boston Celtics coming out of the East, and I have the Spurs coming out of the West. And my explanation for this is I watched the Celtics start off the season being the 8th or 9th seed, right? And they showed resilience. They showed resilience throughout this whole time. They didn't have their star player or their second star player or their first star, whatever you want to rate them. And Jason Tatum, he wasn't there, but they were still able to maintain. Now they're second in the East. They're second in the East. And I got a chance to watch them play against OKC Thunder the other night. And I believe Jason Tatum and Derek White didn't play, and they still was giving OKC Thunder a run for their money. Yeah. That tells me they have a strong system. They have a strong system. They know how to play together. They know how to work the system. The Spurs. My Spurs is my second choice for the West. Now, my first choice for the West, excuse me. Now, for the Spurs, you know, the only concern I have for them is that they don't have experience in the playoffs. That's the only concern. But they love playing together. They love passing the basketball. They don't care who has the success. But you have a 7'5" guard center over there that says, I want to be the heart of the team, and they go through him to win. Versus OKC. OKC has a SGA for sure, which is going to be tough to stop. But they're 7'4" guys, their third option. And they're not going to change up the game plan to go through him versus SGA. So when you got something like that going on, Wemby going to wear down all these centers. They're going to have to do all these defensive changes. And then by the time the series is over, the Spurs going to have it.
I love it. I starting with the West, I'm with you. I got the Spurs as well. And it's crazy because earlier in the season, I was telling my other podcast mates that this was a team to watch out for next year.
Right.
I was like, all right, this team is young. They're probably, because of the experience, like you said, they probably won't be able to get over the hump this year and get there. Mm-hmm. But the way they've been looking this year, I'm like, oh, shoot. They might have got it already. They might have it this year. So, and the way they've been handling OKC.
No, that's facts. Well, we're gonna see, man. So yeah, my expectations is high for them. I'm excited for them, but you know, like I said, basketball is in a great space. We just gotta get used to it.
Absolutely, and you already know my bias is gonna come out. The Knicks, baby. Knicks, baby. We coming out the East. I like the Celtics. I really do. Hey, I'm not gonna hate.
I'm not even a Celtics fan, right? Like, I'm not a Celtics fan at all. I've never been a Celtics fan. Maybe I like Paul Pierce back in the day. You know, actually, I'll take that back. I was a Celtics fan when they got the big three because I wanted to see those guys win a championship. Absolutely. But I'm not a Celtics fan. If it came down to it, if I had to be on some, like, for the culture, yes, I would want the Knicks to win. I want the Knicks to win. I don't think my Sixers have a chance. They just don't play good enough basketball. The Knicks are very close. If anything, they have just as well. They have the second most experience on the East behind the Celtics when it comes to actually going far and playing in conference finals. The Pacers not there. So, you know, I do have faith in the Knicks. My only knock on the Knicks is I still don't know if they battle tested yet. I don't know if they battle tested with that group, the nucleus they have. They have a 5, but then those guys off the bench, I'm just a little curious of how they play. You know?
I'm with you. My worries about the Knicks is the inconsistency. We have nights when we play the Spurs and we wipe them out. And I'm like, that's the team. That's the team that can get to the finals right there. But then we play a team that's below 500 and we're fighting all the way through the fourth quarter. And we've had too many of those. So that's what scares me. The Celtics is a great pick. They scare me. I'm not going to lie, but I'm confident because we beat them last year, even though it's a different season, different team.
Different season, yes, sir.
But come on, Knicks. Come on, baby.
Yeah.
This would be something. If it's Knicks Spurs again, oh, wow.
Yeah, that'd be tough. That'd be good. That'd be really good. Y'all get your revenge.
Absolutely. Suge, thank you so much for coming and joining the Jonesing with Jones on Jones for Sports. I appreciate you coming, brother. One last time, let everybody know where they can find you.
All right, you can find me on all platforms, Score Society. That's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Score Society. Make sure you check out our merch page at goalsactivewear.com. Use Real Hoopers at checkout to receive 15% off the entire store. Yeah, man, I appreciate the love, bro.
Absolutely. And you guys know I'm going to put all those links in the bio. I mean, on the story when I post these clips. And then you can obviously go to his bio and find all those links. Make sure you guys do it. You will not be disappointed.
Appreciate you.
My guy Suge. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Going forward, brother.
Yes, sir. Same to you.
All right, it's your boy Jones, my guy Suge. Jones with Jones. We make sports better. Peace.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too, brother.
What it is, y'all, it's your boy Jones. And if you want updates to all the Jones for Sports content, I'm going to need y'all to.
Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
Push the goddamn button.